What is good, Osiris here, stuck in the middle. Thank you for joining. I hope all of our Americans who are still in Afghanistan get out safely. I'm going to be talking about Afghanistan 20 years, over $2 trillion later. What do we have to show for it? But first and foremost, I hope everybody is okay. Thank you for those who are serving our country. As often the case, the brave men and women, servicemen and women, are often led into battle, led by corrupt politicians and leaders. Incompetent and or corrupt. I don't know. It's one or the other. On July 8th, 2021, President Joe Biden said it was not inevitable that the Taliban would overtake Afghanistan.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable.
Mr. President, thank you very much. Your own intelligence community has assessed that the Afghan government will likely collapse.
That is not true.
Can you please clarify what they have told you about whether that will happen or not?
That is not true. They did not reach that conclusion.
He sounded pretty confident there, didn't he? And he's not one who sounds confident all the time anymore. That's probably one of his more coherent replies. After that statement, we had headlines that kind of looked like it was walking it back, saying it would take about 90 days, that it would happen. It was inevitable that the Taliban would take over Afghanistan, but it would take about 90 days. 72 hours is what it took the Taliban to take over every city, every major city in Afghanistan except for Kabul. All major roads into the city of Kabul are reportedly closed off. It is surrounded at the time of me recording this. China is ready to recognize the Taliban if the Afghan government is truly ousted. That didn't take long. Maybe with all due respect, General Milley, your concern about white rage and trying to understand it probably shouldn't have a high priority.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it.
When we look back at things, that doesn't age well. President Biden, your comments don't age well. I am not for these ridiculous wars, but I am stuck in the middle. I'm not some expert on foreign affairs on every country in the world. So how can I make an informed decision on whether we should be occupying another country or not? I want to be able to trust my government officials. If I can't trust them, why do I need them? I don't even trust to replace them. If you could snap your finger and replace everybody in Washington, D.C., do you trust that it would be filled with people of any different goals and ambitions? Time and time again, they show and prove we cannot trust them. Why do you think Congress doesn't vote on authorizing military force anymore? The last time they did was the Iraq War. They don't want to be on record for it. They just want to fund it. It might be time to stop this rekindled love affair with George Bush as a side note.
Please welcome President George W. Bush. Hello, Mr. President.
Jimmy, thank you.
It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Boy,
Sounds like you got a bunch of drunks there.
Yeah. That's
Liz Cheney. It might not be a good time. Put that on pause right now. When not in the mood for it. Read the room. What makes me confident in saying this withdrawal, the whole 20 years and trillions of dollars, that it's led by people who had some sick combination of incompetence and corruption? Well, it's simple research is what I'm seeing. 20 years, and what do we have to show for it? If you occupy a country for 20 years, and less than a month ago, our president says they've got 300,000 troops, they've got weapons, they're trained, they're ready to go.
Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well equipped as any army in the world.
And then they get folded over in 72 hours. Something's wrong. Where did the money go? Who got paid? You look online, there's some videos. This is all allegedly, because I cannot independently confirm these, but mainstream media is not covering this. We have weapons that we're seeing that were left behind. Drones. $4 million worth of drones. All the vehicles. The amount of vehicles left behind. There's so many people are raising the question, were they ever used after they were paid for? That's where the trillions come into. Now, every Taliban fighter gets his own Ford, Toyota, Humvee, or MRAP. They were in there taking pictures with U.S. weapons in a base they just captured easily. And then they've got about 40 Guardian armored cars, which I just did a quick Google search on. It looked like they're worth in at least 800,000 a piece in 2011. So probably $1 million a pop. And that's just the stuff that came out. Could be more. They allegedly were able to get inside Abdul Rashid Dostum's crib. Yeah, it was pretty nice. This is the guy who was a former vice president, one of the most powerful people in Afghanistan. So when you look at that, I'm seeing it. Where did the money go? This is one of the most powerful people in Afghanistan, the country that we occupied for 20 years. How does that happen? Middle-class wages there are about $500 a month. This is insanity. Then I looked at this article from France24.com. And they were saying the Afghan army, they haven't eaten for days. This was last year in February. So while you see the crib of one of the more powerful people in Afghanistan, now you look at the army, the same army that Joe Biden said, we got 300,000 trained, ready to go. He said it so confidently, I had no reason not to believe him. Corruption is so rife in the country's military. And they said that the Afghan troops faced insufficient food, lack of pay, lack of suitable clothing. On top of those problems, the Taliban had better weapons. How did that happen? What do you mean they had better weapons? You see all the weapons that we saw there? Where did the trillions of dollars go? How did the Taliban have better weapons? They said the Afghan army usually outsources the supply of food to contractors. The contractors have to buy off, bribe, blackmail army commanders in order to get the contract. So in lots of cases, the quantity and quality of the food is terrible. We're just talking about the food right now. Some soldiers didn't get anything. There were reports they were getting fed dog food or dog meat. When soldiers or their commanders try to speak up about the problem, nothing happens. Politicians are busy elsewhere. And because of the corruption between the contractors and the army commanders, who are you going to complain to? The army commanders are paid off. Americans are either too incompetent to know, or just as corrupt, or both. Those are the only two options. I'm going to end with a quote from Matt Walsh. He sums this up perfectly. I am of the opinion that the people of Afghanistan should sort out Afghanistan, and we should focus on our own civilization, which is currently under siege in about a dozen different ways and teeters on the brink of full-scale collapse. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot for listening. Take care.
Had the time of his life, a capitalist with a communist wife. Started a fight and did the cats with God, did the Christ. Hardly the type to give garbage advice. He was larger than life. He penetrate the roof of your car with a spike. Trained by insane ex-Marines, CIA, traitor, renegade, assassin, androids. Half-deployed pilot in black helicopter choppers over Bosnia. Sniffing so much coke, nose is fucked up and bled a lot for all y'all bystander. Baggy ass jeans to hide your banger wrangler, thug the fuck out. Hang with bash in your face, gag gangs, the governments. These other kids, it's like the drunken bitch that sucked 100 dicks at your party, then cried rape. Plus the hook of lies great. Slip another line to get your mind straight. Pull out the 9 and start shooting people. Money ain't the root of evil, it be much more than that. America taught me how to kidnap and torture cats. Exit the Stargate, initial perception quick as my heart rate. This dark place, planet Earth, orbits one star. I've come from afar, far away. State of mind, open up your third eye. Black helicopters in the sky. Exit the Stargate, initial perception quick as my heart rate. This dark place, planet Earth, orbits one star. I've come from afar, far away. State of mind, open up your third eye. Black helicopters in the sky.
I need G's so I can jet easier. My crib's tapped, I suspect ether. That's why I'm out of touch with the media. Undercovers like Pete Seeger, I couldn't tell neither. Watching the projects with a van of speakers. Peeping how my kids rest, banging my whiz for hours. Surveillance tape pissing in King's Plaza, even got us after hours. Drug parties, golden showers on the poor Shiksa. Work for the FBI, so anytime I might whisper. My scary team be like barely clean, rocking Israeli jeans. That's why I'm mostly heard and rarely seen. Realization soaked in urgency. Can't escape history's pen, I'll be the worst of me. Worst of me.
Exit the Stargate, initial perception quick as my heart rate. This dark place, planet Earth, orbits one star. I've come from afar, far away. State of mind, open up your third eye. Black helicopters in the sky. Exit the Stargate, initial perception quick as my heart rate. This dark place, planet Earth, orbits one star. I've come from afar, far away. State of mind, open up your third eye. Black helicopters in the sky.
This copper in the city hopper like a rocker with binoculars. Took me these 2 rosters and I'm officer kept for hostage. Said that we were imposters. He's an impatient government agent from the United Nations and said that we had the private information about the aliens, vegetarians, devils and Aryans.
These are civilized barbarians, we fucking bury them.
When Rossi said you pussy blood clot and got shot, and I'm like fuck this, I'm blowing up spots cause shit is hot. We know about the plan for the projects with contraband. Drop bombs on Brazil so you can kill and conquer land. Your drug trafficking, you new creation for disease to control the population in the states and overseas. You put poison in the weed and the milk we feed our seeds. You look shocked, that's about to know the plot to all of these. Took his Glock, lit the shot when the bastard wasn't looking, threw him out. Then the mobster flew the chopper back to Brooklyn.
Exit the Stargate, initial perception quick as my heart rate. This dark place, planet Earth, orbits one star. I've come from afar, far away. State of mind, open up your third eye. Black helicopters in the sky. Exit the Stargate, initial perception quick as my heart rate. This dark place, planet Earth, orbits one star. I've come from afar, far away. State of mind, open up your third eye. Black helicopters in the sky.